let's remember there's a higher jury here, and that's the American people, and they can still intervene. The strength of our democracy is the assumption that, particularly in times of crisis, the common sense, the innate fairness, and the practical good judgment of the American people will carry the day. The brazenness of the abuses by this administration and its confederates in New York is obvious to anybody who cares to look. And I think there's an awareness building that democracy is indeed at stake in this election. For what democracy can long endure when an incumbent president and his partisans can put his opponent in jail and a former president, no less, under the most absurd of pretexts. Yes, I think the American people are awakening to this very dark and dangerous chapter that we've just entered.
But Tom, listen, I would agree with you. Democracy is at stake, but this is not the first threat to democracy. We can go back to Hillary Clinton's dossier, where it started an investigation that was fake and false and bogus of U.S. intel on Donald Trump that pushed this Russia collusion narrative. We had 2 impeachments of Donald Trump, one over a phone call to Zelensky. So this is not the first time that we've seen attacks on Donald. But respond to that. And also, is there a role for Congress, Tom?
First of all, it goes back farther than that. I think it started with the powers of the IRS being turned against Tea Party activists during the Obama administration. And you're right. We then saw the rule of law, the most powerful of agencies of our government, the Justice Department, the intelligence agencies, amassed to create and fan the flames of this Russian collusion hoax that convulsed our country for years, that interfered with the 2016 election, and then it was used to undermine the legitimately elected president. This is a natural progression, and it has reached a point now where I do believe it is a threat to our fundamental institutions, to our American tradition of fair and free elections, and undermines the moral authority of the law itself. And without its moral authority, the law simply becomes raw political force devoid of any legitimacy. And yes, I believe Congress needs to play an important role in determining to what extent Matthew Colangelo, who went over, was the 3rd highest ranking official in the Biden Justice Department, would go over to the local prosecutor's office to spearhead this case. Yes, I think you start to see ties between these prosecutions and the administration, and that puts a very, very sinister touch on what is already a sickening and disgusting chapter in American history.